There's a lot of exciting information to share about the Wharton MBA program and the Wharton MBA Office of MBA Admissions. The Wharton MBA is a transformative experience, and we're here to help you every step of the way. So why Wharton? A diversity of experiences and perspectives sitting next to you in the classroom for 2 full years in Philadelphia, a powerful environment of committed academic scholars that will push you to your limit, and a 96,000 alumni-strong network that will be there for you for the rest of your life. Our commitment to our students is to maximize learning at every turn. Certainly within the academic arena, that will be possible, but also through leadership development in the McNulty Leadership Program. Our Career Management Office will maximize your leadership potential to find the best career for you, and you'll also be able to maximize your learning throughout our student life offerings here in Philadelphia. We're really going to push you out of your comfort zone when it comes to academic preparedness at the Wharton School. You'll be taking classes and disciplines you've never touched before and really challenging yourself academically. Something that's very important to think about when you think about academics at Wharton is your peer set. You'll be in a class of 860 students, and you'll be learning from them day in and day out from their experiences before the MBA program and what they hope to do after the MBA program. Your class size at Wharton will be about 860 students. Our commitment to you is to make sure you meet 859 of them throughout your 2 years here in the Wharton MBA program.
With the learning team, just think of about that as an immediate family. Like, you're gonna have 5 other people who are gonna be your rock. They're gonna kind of be your sounding board. They're gonna be your support system here at Wharton. And then your cohort is like that extended family. Throughout your time at Wharton, you'll get to know people outside of your cluster, cohort, and learning team, and then those will be the people in your class, and they too will feel just like family.
So at first, it was a little bit overwhelming to hear that there are over 850 students just in the first year. But when I realized that there's cluster, there's cohort, and most importantly, my learning team, and I was able to start my relationship from my learning team, the 5 best people in the world, and just knowing that you have somebody to trust on throughout the school year, I thought that was pretty impressive.
So out of the schools I was looking at, Wharton was the only one that allowed flexibility in the core curriculum. So I studied finance in undergrad and worked in finance for 6 years before coming to school. So it was really important for me to be able to drive that education deeper and take higher level finance classes without necessarily having to spend time learning the basics that I've been able to perfect over the last few years.
I was really interested in coming to Wharton because of the opportunity to have core curriculum, but also a flex curriculum. So a curriculum that has these required courses, but you're allowed to take them whenever you want to between your first and second year. And so for me, that was really interesting and what kind of drew me to Wharton. Some of the flex courses is accounting, finance, as well as management. Those are courses that you have to take or are important for you to take to gain those business skills. However, you can take them whenever you want between first and second year. So that to me is flexible.
One of my favorite electives was modern regression for the social, behavioral, and biological sciences, or modern regression for short. And that is a class in machine learning taught by the head of the sociology department. And it really teaches you how to apply a lot of the machine learning concepts through a lot of projects in class, and that really allows you to feel like you are able not to only learn the concepts, but to actually utilize them once you leave Wharton.
I knew I wanted to take some Global Immersion Program courses, GIPs we call it, and I've taken 2 GIPs thus far. So in the winter of 2018, I went to Israel, Jordan, and Dubai. And then this past spring break, I went to South Africa. And both of those courses are about 6 weeks. You learn about the culture, politics, business in these different countries, actually meet with different business owners and different businesses, whether it's startups, financial services, tech. So for me, I made sure within my 90 credits that I do the GIP because it allows me to travel as well as have some course credit.
So my favorite class at Wharton so far has been Problems in Financial Reporting with Professor Fisher. It is an accounting class focused on the case method, where we looked at a different company each class and basically restated their financial statements to show the differences, how different a business can look depending on how management decides to report. So it really opened up my eyes at kind of the takeaways from accounting and what you can really get from the accounting statements from a company. And I feel like it's where I've learned the most.
I ended up taking one of the hardest classes at all of Wharton, marketing probability models. It's a statistics class taught by Pete Fader, who's been here for 31 years now. And it was more work than all my other classes combined, but it was incredibly insightful, incredibly useful stuff. He actually has his own business that he runs on the side, consulting and doing this type of work for hedge funds, consumer products companies, and all types of other folks within the industry. So it really felt like I was getting to know something that I could take and use with me in the real world, that even though it wasn't the best grade I've ever produced in my academic career, it was something I was really passionate about learning about. I also took a law school class, which again was incredibly helpful and something that I felt like I was personally interested in, both from an academic standpoint, my prior career, and what I might want to do in the future. As a tech investor, I spent a lot of time looking over legal documents that I didn't really understand and wanted to get a better grasp of it, and ended up taking a class called Structuring Venture Capital and Private Equity Transactions, taught by a law school professor that worked in industry as a lawyer for 30 years and then as an investor for another 10. He's now retired and teaches as a hobby. But it was great to get to interact with law students, a few of whom are JD MBAs, and then a few fellow Wharton students, all that had come out of investing, where we were looking at the same types of problems and transactions beforehand and had an understanding of it, but all from different angles. And now we're getting this industry leader to really teach us the fundamentals. It, again, was a pretty time-consuming class and met from 4:30 to 7 p.m. on Thursdays, but was 100% worth it.
At Wharton, leadership is a crucial part of your educational development. The McNulty Leadership Program really emphasizes leadership in many different facets that allow you to really explore anything and everything you could want in leadership development that'll be crucial to your personal and professional goals. At Wharton, your leadership opportunities begin right away at preterm. Preterm is a 2-week onboarding experience for all MBA students. During this 2-week journey of preterm, you will also have an opportunity to meet your classmates, connect with faculty, pick your courses, as well as engage in a lot of other student life-related activities, but also start going through all the great leadership opportunities and development through the McNulty Leadership Program. The first major opportunity for our students is Management 610, where you start learning not only the foundations of teamwork, but also effective leadership. At Wharton, we encourage every MBA student to explore stretch experiences. Stretch experiences are opportunities for you to work within the McNulty Leadership Program in looking at opportunities that take you outside what you define as your comfort zone.
The McNulty Leadership Program also offers leadership ventures, which is an amazing opportunity to go on an expedition in one of 15 places approximately around the world. The one that I chose was in the Andes, and I embarked over winter break with 26 classmates to the Andes in Argentina and Chile. Our goal was to summit one of the tallest peaks in South America in the Andes range over a period of a week. And this involved multiple hikes to acclimate to an altitude of 18,000 feet, which was higher than most of us had been before. We were all coming from very different technical climbing and physical fitness abilities. And you climb up in a ropes team of 6 classmates with alongside a venture fellow, which is a second-year student who helps guide you, and at the end of each day, you debrief with your team on how you thought you did in your teamwork skills, both individually and as a group, and as a leader. And this is another awesome opportunity to put your your teamwork and your leadership skills to work in a high intensity environment 24/7, where there's inherent risk all around you and you need to reach a common goal with your team.
One very popular component offered by McNulty Leadership is the MBA Executive Coaching and Feedback Program. Modeled after executive coaching programs at leading corporations, this program is a unique opportunity for students to get personalized one-on-one executive coaching based on detailed feedback from their peers and former coworkers.
This is something that really stood out to me at Wharton that differentiates it from other business schools. I was blown away that Wharton was actually offering each student who wants an executive coach who's usually coaching high up C-suite executives late into their careers. And here we are at Wharton, and we're able to have this one-on-one opportunity to sit down with a professional executive coach. Your executive coach will really work with you throughout the entire year, gathering 360 survey feedback from people that you've worked with in the past, whether it's your classmates or in a professional setting, your colleagues, and then taking that feedback and understanding what your strengths and your weaknesses are as a leader, as a teammate, and then putting that out into the field and being able to hone in on what your leadership skills are and how you can be successful in your own right.
MBA career management here is a vital resource for our incoming MBA students. A lot of incoming students would like to obtain an MBA either because they want to advance in their current career, some people want to take a chance and switch industries, and then others want to start their own venture. And the great thing about our career management office is that we have career advisors that are prepared to help you do all three of those things. All of our advisors are industry-specific advisors, so if you know you really want to go into private equity or retail or consulting or even start your own company, we have advisors that have experience in that very specific industry. In addition to that, we have recruitment relationship managers. So they are the ones that are going out to companies and talking to them about why they should hire Wharton MBAs. And that's important because not only do you have people that are guiding you through your own interest as an MBA student, you're having people that are hitting the ground running and getting a lot of companies to come here and recruit for your specific industries. And what are the results of that? The results of that are essentially 100% of our students last year were placed in internships, 97% were placed in full-time offers, and we had over 885 employers make offers to MBA students in 2017.
Career management office was beyond helpful by, you have a different career management rep who is dedicated to one or two industry verticals, so really knows what's going on with career opportunities, and just sitting down with them, I was able to really help refine my search as well.
In career management, we work really hard to give you an opportunity to interact with the top companies across many different industries. We have companies in big tech such as Amazon and Facebook. We have companies in finance such as American Express. We have consumer packaged goods like General Mills. We have a wide range of relationships. In the past year, we actually had 70 companies that hired 2 or more MBA students. So whatever you are interested in, we're going to work really hard to make sure you have the opportunities to interact with the top companies in those industries. If you do choose to start your own company, you'll become a part of a network of Wharton MBA founders. Many students have started their own companies, and they range across many different industries. One company, Adhere Tech, is a wireless pill bottle that tracks the usage of the patient taking their medicine. Also another company like Omaze, which essentially gives you really cool experiences like winning a Tesla, attending a really sought-after sporting event, or possibly doing dinner with your favorite celebrity, all because you donated to a certain cause. And the one thing that's a really common thread throughout all of the Wharton companies that have been founded is that essentially they identified a day-to-day problem and they created a solution for that problem using the innovation and skills they learned here at Wharton. Some MBA students, when they come to our program, they decide that they don't want to go through the traditional recruitment process, and that's that's okay. We have a career advisor that's dedicated towards helping people that want to work in a startup realm or helping people that want to start their own company. This past year alone, we gave out over $600,000 in fellowships for students that want to start their own companies, and that resulted in over 40 students starting their company in 2017. Another great standout fact about Wharton is that we have a dedicated Penn Wharton Entrepreneurship Center, and this center works to connect you with founders, to connect you with possible funding, and also to help you think through what's the best plan of action for starting your own venture.
My major is entrepreneurial management, and the reasoning behind that is that I'm looking to start my own business while I'm here at school. So one of my top priorities has been really launching my startup, an insurance technology startup, where I'm focusing a lot of my time trying to get it off the ground. And the entrepreneurial management major has been extremely helpful in guiding me towards classes that are going to help me start my business, as well as preparing me for things like fundraising, operating, hiring, and even the legal aspects of entrepreneurship, which are often overlooked by business students.
I came here thinking I might want to try and start a business, but didn't really know what that was going to be. All I knew was I am a social creature and I did not want to start a business by myself. Luckily, met my friend and now co-founder, Phoebe, one of our first days in preterm. And we became friends before we became co-founders, but we always stayed in touch and were talking about ideas. And then she had the idea for better women's underwear. I had no consumer background, but we spent some time with it and thought, we could look into it. And we ended up deciding to spend our entire summers on it rather than a traditional internship. And because of that, we applied to VIPC, which stands for VIP Community, which is for all Wharton students that are looking to start a business. And it's really just a great starting point of resources, as well as a directory of everyone else in our community that's starting a company. You hear again and again, the best part about Wharton is the people, and the best part about starting a company at Wharton is the people. Knowing that you're not in this alone, that you're going through a lot of the same challenges, same tactical, operational struggles and milestones that you need to get past. And VIPC gives you connections to both the people as well as the resources to kind of overcome some of those tactical starting points so that you don't have to rewrite the wheel on everything, but instead can get going faster on what you're doing different and what makes your business unique, rather than incorporating, raising money, any basic legal docs, setting up a website, things like that shouldn't take you time, but they can if you're trying to go at it alone. VIPC and the rest of the Wharton Founders community really helps you get past those much more quickly.
Student life at Wharton focuses on building an inclusive community to help you develop strong connections and relationships. Each cluster at the Wharton School MBA program is provided with an advisor from Student Life to help you maximize your time outside of the classroom. 2401 is a student life space in the heart of Center City, but also walking distance from the Wharton School campus, which provides an opportunity for students to gather for group study, meetings, other gatherings, special events, club activities, and just simply relaxing or connecting with other students. The Wharton School is located in the heart of the city of Philadelphia. I am originally from Philadelphia, born and raised there, and I believe it is the best city here in the United States. I say that because of its lively food scene, its wonderful diverse neighborhoods, and it's also incredibly easy to navigate. It's the optimal location for your MBA experience simply because many people who come to the Wharton School aren't necessarily from the Philadelphia area nor have ever visited Philadelphia, and therefore it's a great opportunity to establish strong bonds and relationships because you're exploring this wonderful city together.
What really stood out to me about Wharton is first and foremost the network. If I want to stay in private equity, something that was really important for my career growth was developing a strong network of individuals that were going to be motivated in similar industries as myself, and Wharton really stood out as that place, one of the largest MBA programs in the world, And especially that it's located in Philly really stood out to me as well, because unlike programs that are located in large cities, you might have your own network, or you would assume that some of your other classmates will. But in Philly, what's great about it is even though it is a small, great city with a lot to offer, you probably don't know a whole lot of people if you're not from Philadelphia and don't have family there, so it fosters a really strong community, and that's something that I've definitely felt over my first year at Wharton here.
Philadelphia for me, I kind of came in with no preconceived notions other than it was a little bit south of New York and a little bit smaller. And being a New York elitist after having spent 5 years there, thought, it'll be fine for school. But have actually loved being a grad student here. The things I love about New York are the amazing food, all the fitness studios there are to try, and the walkability of it. And Philadelphia actually has all of those things, and in a much more affordable, accessible way than I was used to, which is great as a student. There's amazing restaurants that tend to be BYO, so you bring your own bottle of wine rather than paying $50 at a restaurant and get to experience some amazing food. There's a lot of different apartment buildings you can choose from, whether you want a luxury high-rise or maybe you want to get roommates and have a brownstone. I really liked being in my high-rise, living alone and feeling, like I had the amenities there, but it's also fun to have so many friends that have bigger houses where we can have big shared dinners or, drinks on someone's back patio, or just go over to watch The Bachelor on a Sunday night.
One thing that's very nice about Philadelphia and Wharton is that everybody lives very, very few blocks away from each other, and that allows for like a real community. And there's like so many events, and everybody's really hanging out with other Wharton classmates. And the fact that Philadelphia is like not as big and as boisterous as New York, it really keeps, I think, people focused on the Wharton experience rather than flying off to different directions.
The MBA Diversity and Inclusion Task Force is a group that is made up of faculty, staff, students from the WGA, Return on Equality, and affinity groups, all working together to ensure students feel an overall sense of belonging in the program, and we work together to curate programming around diversity and inclusion topics. Students have an opportunity to participate in a variety of leadership opportunities, not only through the McNulty Leadership Program. Through the Wharton Graduate Association, or the WGA, this is essentially the MBA student government. The WGA is 100% student-run. This is a group that coordinates and manages student activities and initiatives, as well as provides monetary and logistical resources for all student clubs. Club involvement is paramount to your experience outside of the classroom. At Wharton, we have over 100 clubs and other types of student engagement opportunities for almost every interest that you have, ranging from professional clubs to affinity groups to social clubs. You can participate in everything from the African American MBA Association to the Consulting Club to the Scotch and Whiskey Club to the California Club or the Canadian Club. Clubs are shaped by the interest of incoming MBA class each year, and if you don't find what you're looking for, you have the opportunity to create your own club.
As far as professional clubs, I decided to join the Consulting Club. My affinity club is the African American MBA Association, also known as AMBA, and then my social club is Wharton Dance Studio.
In terms of club life, I am a member of many groups. I'm a member of the Greater China Club because I worked in China for 10 years before Wharton. I'm a member also of the Wharton Latino Student Association because I'm originally from Mexico. But perhaps the group that I've spent the most time on is a program called Guide, in which they assign an MBA student to an undergraduate at Wharton to provide him career mentorship. And my mentee is interested in working in Latin America. He's doing a double bachelor's at Wharton and then also the Huntsman program in international relations. And I've been able to build a really good relationship with him, helping through recruiting. And I'm originally coming from McKinsey, and he might now actually join the Santiago office of McKinsey.
Career-wise, I was in consulting club and real estate club, and for consulting, I served as a board member who was in charge of the case marathon in December. For fun, I did dance studio. And most importantly, I was part of the Wharton Korea Club and serving also as a board member and arranging Korean barbecues together with the other students who was interested in Korean culture was a very meaningful experience.
So for professional clubs, this is really you can think of it as an extension of the career management office for any industry that you want to go into. The one that I'm involved with is Private Equity and Venture Capital Club, and they really offer lots of opportunities that both give you an opportunity to expand on your technical skills. So they'll bring in modeling boot camps, for example, if you want to brush up on those skills, or they also bring on recruiters to campus for speaker events, industry leaders, and they help you put together a resume book that goes out to employers in that industry, and they're helping you find your summer internship and your full-time job after you leave Wharton. So it's a really good resource to make sure that you're staying focused on what you want to pursue as your career after school. From a sports perspective, you'll find that a lot of Wharton students, whether or not you're athletically inclined, decide to participate in some sort of a sports club, and one that I'm really involved in and is a ton of fun is the ice hockey club. It's filled with a bunch of amateurs such as myself who have never stepped on the ice before and are learning to skate for the first time, and it's co-ed, and everyone gets extremely into it. It's competitive in a fun way. I am captain of my hockey team next year, and I highly recommend this as a fun stretch experience.
So I've spent my time here at Wharton, as I mentioned, focused on launching my business. So I've been able to take advantage of a lot of the resources for entrepreneurs available here on campus and through the clubs. So I'm involved in the Entrepreneurship Club, the Technology Club, and the FinTech Club particularly. And those have been great to be able to connect with speakers and alums that have been extremely helpful for my business, while also being able to kind of hone my leadership skills. So being able to speak in front of people, being able to participate in planning events. I think those are all the kind of leadership opportunities that are presented through clubs that are a great supplement to the academic experience here at Wharton.
In terms of clubs, I'm in a few, and I tried to spread them out, as you may have heard, between social, career, and affinity groups. One that I'm really passionate about is Out for Biz, which is short for Out for Business, which is one of the largest by-member clubs here at Wharton. It's really a way to get the entire community involved in some of the issues and opportunities with the LGBTQ community. I joined as an ally engagement board member, so part of the non-LGBT community myself, but wanting to find ways for folks like myself to work with the club and get activities that we're going to engage everyone in working together, interacting together, talking about serious topics, but also just getting to know each other on a personal level. So that was a bigger time engagement for me, being on the board, but it was something I was passionate about and got some really close friends out of as well.
I participated in dance studio as a choreographer where I choreographed the Afrobeats dance last year, and this was amazing. We had about 38 people who were in the dance, and I would say maybe 75% of those folks never danced a day before in their lives. And with Wharton Dance Studio, I was introduced to a ton of different people in my class and people that were second years, and I was able to help them kind of get over their fear of dancing in front of people while at the same time introducing them to a new dance style.
So if you plan on applying to the Wharton MBA program this year, let's talk through what the admissions process will look like. The application deadline for round 1 is in mid-September. For round 2, early January, and round 3, early April. Round 1 and round 2 typically behave in a similar fashion. They typically consist of comparable application volume, and we typically extend similar numbers of offers of admission. Round 3, however, is often a much smaller round, as most of the class has been selected by that point. As an admissions committee, we keep 3 categories in mind when reviewing an application. Those include your academic preparedness, your professional trajectory, and your personal qualities that make you who you are. All of that comes together in the application. Once we review the application, we then extend invitations to interview.
The interview process at Wharton is called the team-based discussion, or the TBD. The purpose of the team-based discussion is to give you, as the applicant, a sense of the team-based learning environment that you'll find at Wharton, and also for us as the admissions committee to get a sense of how you operate in this collaborative environment. If you're invited to interview, you will receive the prompt in advance of your interview session. On the day of your interview, you will then meet 5 other applicants who will be your team for the day. You will walk through the prompt together over the course of about 30 minutes, and there will be an admissions representative in the room observing your group. At the end of the team-based discussion, there also will be an opportunity for a brief one-on-one conversation with the admissions representative. There are many ways to learn more about Wharton. Visit our website, follow us on social media, or connect with an admissions fellow. Admissions fellows are second-year MBA students who are there to serve as resources to prospective applicants. You can speak with them about your questions about the application process, their experiences on campus, or perhaps their career goals. We hope you now have a better understanding of the Wharton MBA program and hope that you will apply to be a part of our community. When submitting your application, remember to be authentic and to tell us your story. We look forward to getting to know you throughout the application process.